All right, it's been a few months. Let's take a look at some of the tech and EDC that's caught my eye. What's going on, everybody? It's Lamar with MFN Research, and today, just like the three before, this is EDC Gear Haul number 4, and we're going to do it the same way we did it in the past, where we've got different categories. So if there's something that interests you more, while I won't have every individual item in the time codes, I will have the category, so you can skip ahead to those. So I've got bags and pouches, I've got desktop stuff and tech, I've got EDC related stuff, and then stuff that isn't really EDC, but I like to call it EDC adjacent. So the folks in the comments get mad and say that it's not true EDC. I know. It's just stuff that interests me, and if it interests me, it might interest you out there as well. So let's dig in. So first up, let's talk about bags and pouches. All right, before we begin, let me just say I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so I may sound a little nasally. First up in the bags and pouches, we did a video on this guy. This is the Eldo RT by 511. It's a nice heavy-duty backpack. It's extremely comfortable. The one thing that I noticed is some of the small details, it misses the mark on those. So if you're interested in this backpack, it's right about 90 bucks right now. You can probably find it cheaper if you look around. Take a look at the video and see some of the shortcomings and see if you can deal with that. In that video, also check the comments because there's a couple interesting comments about things you can do with this backpack. The next bag, I've been EDCing this bag for a few weeks now. Just found out last night that it's actually discontinued. It is the REI commuter backpack. I picked it up because everyone talks about the rucksack. I thought I'd give this guy a try. It's kind of like the budget, what is it, the MPC or the MPL, the MPC by Evergoods. Kind of give you that same vibe where it's a panel loader style and you can fit a lot of stuff. It's lightweight. I actually liked it. If you want to see an actual review on it, because you can find it on clearance, let me know. I'll do a quick review of it, maybe in a short or something. So this one, we did the video on this one as well. Some of the patches are missing right now, but that's okay. This is the CT3x Tactical. It was a nice little sling. It's versatile. I actually like it because I can just throw it in a bag when I'm done with it and use it as a big pouch if I want to. So really versatile. Check that video out if you're interested as well. And I got this organizer. I wanted to see if the smaller version was a little more versatile and able to use day to day. I traveled with it a couple times and I use it day to day to hold some of my tech in here. While I use the other one still more as the desk caddy, I like this one as a more streamlined approach. Might have to do a comparison of these two in the future as well. The Viper 8 VE10, I ended up sending it back. I decided I wanted the X-Pack orange instead of the multicam black. Great pouch, really liked it. Like I said, I'm going to pick it up in just a different colorway. That was the only reason I sent it back. Now another Viper 8 pouch. I've got this one right here. This is the Damn It pouch as you've seen before. This is the Viper 8 VE13 in orange. I am digging the orange the Viper 8 has. This guy comes in handy. I use it most days and it stays right beside me. This is the Gun Deck EDC Ranger wallet. It was competing with the small wallet to be the Damn It pouch. This one ended up losing to the VE13, but I've been using this one a lot lately. School's back in session, so car pickup lines, this is the perfect thing to carry. It's got my key fob, my ID, and a couple cards. So next up, I'm only going to show the big one because the other two smaller ones are loaded out. This is the Pack Tactical pouch. There's 3 of them in here, and they're different sizes. When I ordered them, they're a lot larger than I thought they were going to be, which is not a bad thing. So I used the smaller one for my backup wipes and things like that. Kind of like a backup hygiene, got tissue, stuff like that, so I can replenish my other pouches when I need to. Or if I'm gonna be out all day or for a couple of days, I can just load that in there and keep that with me. The medium size, I use that for all of those stray USB-C and USB-A and different wires and things like that. So they're all in one place. I don't want to throw them out because you never know when you need them. And the large one, I don't use as much. I've actually used it a couple times as a packing cube. It's just that big and that's kind of cool. You can probably put, I'd say 2 full days of clothes in there, just the way it's set up. It's open, it's got 2 zippers, and then the second zipper compartment, it's got these guys right here. There are actual pockets in there and it's see-through. So there's a lot of versatility. I think it was like under 10 bucks, very affordable, good value for your money. So I'd say check those out as well. All right, the third of my mini EDC pouches, this is the Louis EDC pocket pouch. This didn't make it in the Damn It pouch running either, but it's still a cool little pouch. I think it's gonna be Band-Aids and things like that are gonna go in here because this is a perfect slot. One of those spray bacterial ointment things fits in there pretty good. So that's what I think I'm gonna use that for. So I've got all 3 right here. They all do different things based on how they're laid out. Based on that, they have one thing that they excel in. And this is the first thing that a brand actually provided to me that we've covered today. So what I will do is there have been a few things that have gone in my rotation that brands have sent me lately. What I'll do is as I use them and as a video comes out for them, if I actually like them, they'll make it into these hauls. If I don't, you'll never see it again. This is the Rough Enough crossbody sling. I use this pretty much as when I want a larger sling, and I use this when I want to do a YouTube video out and about. The front is wax canvas. The only drawback I'd say is the branding's a little heavy, but other than that, I think it's pretty solid. Basic, but I don't mean basic in a bad way. It's just simple organization, and you can kind of use this however you want to fit your needs. And then last up, I almost forgot because I thought it was in the last Gear Haul video, but this is the Garage Built Gear Mighty Pouch Plus. This has been my favorite pouch, and I do think on Instagram they came out with the XL. Might have to pick that up, but I think I'm saving my money for the organizer pouch if ever one of those comes out again. But this guy is awesome. Check that video out. I really enjoy it. I still use this one every day as well. Now we're going to cover the stuff that I've added to my desk or is tech related. First up, getting back into gaming, I got the 8BitDo SN30 Pro. I wanted the M30 because I grew up on the Sega versus the Super Nintendo. But for some of the games that I was playing on my iPad, that wouldn't work. I had to switch the controllers out. And for some of the games I've been playing lately, a controller comes out better. Been playing solo leveling on my tablet, and this has been perfect for that. So the next thing, you can't see it right now, but I'll put some B-roll of it. It's the MagFloat iPad Versa mount. This way I had an extra mount, and I can use it magnetically. That way it's up off the ground a little bit when I need it to be. And it's really quick, just drop it on there and we're good to go. If you remember my 10 items that I don't like, or 10 worst items, or whatever I called it, I can't remember. I talked about the MagTame magnetic USB cables, and I said just get yourself some Anchor USB cables. I took my own advice and got a couple of those guys right here. So here's one. It's not all pretty right now and bundled because I was just using it. So I like to keep it authentic and show you what I'm using as I'm using it, but it is right here. I've got two of them. One is behind the screen right now, and this one is just extra. I just pulled this off. Keep some of those around, some high quality cables. You're gonna need them all the time. And next up, to go with my iPad, to go with the stand that I have for it from Moft, I got their snap case as well. That way I can stop losing my alternative to the Apple Pencil. So I got a nice slot in it. I can still magnetically charge. Still fits on everything magnetic. It's still no problem. I can still use the stand, no problem. If you have the M4 iPad, I don't think they have those cases out at the time of releasing of this video, but I think they're coming soon. So keep an eye out for those if you're interested in that. Don't have it in my hands right now, but I'll put some B-roll. It's right here. I can reach it, and we'll take a look at that in the future. This little guy right here is a desk vacuum. It's really small, it's really compact. It's the ODStar desktop vacuum. It's got, I think, 400 minutes, it says, of vacuum time, and it takes 2 to 3 hours to charge. It works pretty good. Primarily what I use it for is these guys right here. They come on these little runners right back on this side somewhere. If I get everything mixed up, right over there. So that way it keeps my desk clean and I can keep moving and don't have to worry about those things all over the place. So get you one of those. I'm actually using it on the table right here too. When I make a mess or something like that, or something, dust or whatever happens, it just vacuums the desk off. Let's see if I can turn it on right now. And it's not too loud, vacuuming the desk right now. And I think it works out perfectly. Next up, my next mechanical keyboard, I'll show some B-roll of that. It's the Epimaker EP68. It's a 65% keyboard. It's got pink flamingo switches, I think they're called. And I went for the black and purple colorway, trying to stick with that Black Panther theme. I think this is my third mechanical keyboard, and this is my favorite one so far. Let me know if you're interested in seeing a review of a mechanical keyboard. I am not a mechanical keyboard specialist, but I can tell you what I like and tell you what I don't like. And to go with it, I just got the wood wrist rest. It's just 12.8 inches. It fits right there perfectly with the keyboard, and it does the job. I find it works best if I space it off a little bit from the keyboard, and we're good to go. And keeping that theme with USB-C cables, we talked about these in the micro EDC video, where you use those small USB-C cables. Get you a couple of those. The data speeds are pretty good, so I use those primarily when I'm transferring files from my phone to one of my SD drives or from my SD drives to the Mac Mini, and it works out pretty good. And then last up, in the tech and desk type stuff, just my 2 portable chargers. I think I end up using this one more just because it's so slim. I fit this in my sling bags. You can fit it in your pocket if you want to, but I hate pulling the stuff in my pockets. But I really do like this one if I'm going out and there's more than just me and I might need the options of having Lightning or USB-C or USB-A. This guy goes with me as well. I think this one's 20 milliamp hours and I think this one is 10,000. And the only thing I don't like about this one is the fact that it charges itself with USB micro. It's the only drawback, but otherwise it works pretty good, pretty sturdy. I've dropped them a few times and they hold up pretty well. Pretty much this guy right here slips in your bag, disappears. Definitely recommend this one. Actually, I recommend them both, but this one is probably my favorite out of the 2 just because it's so small. Now let's cover some of the traditional EDC stuff. First up, my most recent video. This is the next tool, Mini Sailor. I like this little guy. Definitely a good little mini multi-tool. Something I'd recommend. Definitely check that out. Before we get into the next thing, let's have a moment of silence for my Quaco Lilliput fountain pen. It was a great copper pen, had a perfect patina, and it is now gone somewhere. I hope it's gonna turn up in the house one day. I usually like fountain pens for journaling, and because I didn't have that, I felt like I couldn't journal right. But now I fixed that problem, and I've got this guy right here. This is the stainless steel Bastion fountain pen. Feels real good in the hand. I really wish that it flipped and the pen sat in this section over this section, but it writes really well, and the best part about it, it works with my Quaco ink cartridges. So I think when they're gone, I might actually try to use the refillable canister. So if you're into fountain pens and you use fountain pen ink, what do you recommend? Drop that in the comments. And if just the plain stainless isn't your thing, it comes in black aluminum, it comes in stainless steel like this one, it comes in black stainless steel, and it comes in titanium. I took the advice that I gave in the Father's Day gift guide and picked one up for myself. I got one of the Hoto 28-in-1 precision bit driver sets. Works on your knives, your keyboards, any of your little tech, any of those small screws. Definitely comes in handy. It's not too big if you want to throw it in your backpack. I would have done that most times, but I got something to take its place, and you've seen that before in the video. But I still like using this guy around the house, and the variety of bits, you just can't beat it. There's a couple others on there. There's the electric screwdriver, and there's one, I think it has an extra 24, 25 bits in addition to these. That's pretty much overkill for me and what I need. If you need all those bits, good for you, but for me, this is perfect right here. Hey, I hope you're liking the video so far. Don't forget to like, comment with any gear reviews you'd like to see in the future, and subscribe to MF for Research. Any support helps grow my little small corner of the EDC community. Now back to the video. I think the next thing I'm going to do is my mechanical keyboard upstairs. I'm going to do some mods to see if I can get it as good in sound and feel as my Epamaker keyboard. So we'll see about that in the future. So this was just a little one. We'll cover it real quick. I'll drop some B-roll of it. It's just a universal pistol holder. Since I've been doing a couple videos with concealed carry compartments, I thought it'd be good to actually test it out and put stuff in there. So you've seen my tactical water gun. That's what holds that in place. It's actually held my real carry in there, but for the sake of most videos, I'll just use that in there. But if I want to and I'm testing off-body carry, this is what I'm going to use just to see if I like it. And I hinted to it on the damage pouch. This is the Key Unity titanium belt clip. I actually don't clip it to the belt. I just clip it to my pants, my shorts, whatever I'm wearing. Goes with the damage pouch. Works pretty good, actually. It's pretty lightweight, fairly comfortable. If you have a belt, I think it'll stay there forever and be clipped on there. It comes with the titanium key ring as well. And sometimes in these videos, I like to bring simple things that will go a long way or benefit you a lot. Like I talk about the collapsible towels all the time. This is something that actually I can use with those, are these little mini Ziploc bags. I think I have one right here in my damage pouch right now. Let me take a look at that and see. Actually, I do. So these guys, about this big, they hold medicine. They can hold the hardware if you're working on your knife. Any little odds and ends that you don't want to lose, you want to keep organized, I think they're perfect for that. Even if you want, you could store a couple bits in there from your Hoto if you needed to. I think it's 1.5 by 2.3 or something like that. I wouldn't go any smaller. I've got some 1" by 1", but they're just too small to be useful. So this is probably as small as I go, and I think they come in handy. Now a couple cleaning options. The Touch Mist Screen Cleaner. That one, I think I mentioned it for the first time in my hygiene kit, and I think I had one in my TSA EDC. I can't remember. I know there's one in the hygiene kit now. I like them so much over just a regular microfiber cloth. I use them pretty much all the time. I use it for my screens. I use it for my tablet. I use it for the console in my car. I use it for my Rocketbook when I do my work to-do list. Tons of uses for it. And in addition to that, for glasses, usually my wife's and my daughter's glasses, I've got these nice and clean smudge guard lens cleaners. I think they might end up being a staple around the house. And what told me that is when I moved them with all my other EDC disposables, I got the side eye from my wife saying, "Why'd you move them?" Let's see where I have some stuck right here on the table. I'll put some B-roll of them in there just so you can see them. Okay, so we covered this before. This is the Mech Army EH4 titanium carabiner with the bit driver in here. Before I got this, I think the Hoto would have gone with me more, but because this guy is so portable, I can take this off of my kit where I sit it in the garage and just take this with me. I can clip it anywhere. It's nice and small. I think the Kickstarter is still active until the end of the month, so I'll put the link to that there if you're interested in that. And it's just this guy. If you're interested, have more questions, I go over this guy in a full video, so take a look at that. I'll call it EDC adjacent type stuff. So one of the things I'll use a bit on the channel is this guy right here. It is the Ulanzi MT44 tripod. It's really small, it's really compact, it fits in a bottle holder. It's about the size of a water bottle. It opens up to about 58 inches high. Even use it if you want to as a selfie stick if you need something like that. This is something that I use for recording on the go. It goes with this guy, as you may have seen in the video. So these two go together and you can get a lot of recording done on the go if you're into that kind of thing or thinking about a channel, or you want to just record some stuff, memories with your family and things like that. Something definitely to have with you. All right, you see it right there. In my Costco EDC run, I found this guy. I bought it not knowing what to think about it. It's just a neck fan. I actually use this thing a lot. I really like it. It's not gonna cool you like AC, but it does a good job. And I think at this point, I actually have it on upside down. So while we're talking, let's turn it the right way and make it look like it's supposed to. So it blows air right out here. There's the intake. It's got 3 speeds. It's USB-C charging. Mine came as a 2-pack from Costco for I think about 35 bucks. Looking on Costco online, they're about 50 bucks now. You may find better prices if you go in the store. I am going to put a link in the description on Amazon. It comes out a little better if you only want one that way. So take a look at that. And if you look on Amazon, they have some of the more upgraded versions of these. So some have little cooling plates, some have higher speeds, some last a little longer. There are also different colors, so if you don't want the white, you can get greens and blues and grays and all kind of other stuff. I know a lot of people in the EDC community look down on patches and REs and stuff like that. I think life's too short. Have fun. I'm not big on the drop culture and stuff like that, but there are certain categories and characters that I'm a fan of, and so I'm going to get some of those. So I came up on some Black Panther patches the other day. These are triggered patches. They are pretty big. They are way bigger than I expected. This is Storm, and then this is Storm again. So caught those guys actually from the Facebook group. I know, I just said I don't like drop culture, but Black Panther's my favorite character, so I had to pick those guys up. And then I got these from Data Crew. I just like the colors, and I wanted to try a metal patch. If you're not into REs, no big deal, but they're fun. They add a little bit of style, add a little different flair to your bags and things like that. So it's definitely something you might want to give a chance. 1 or 2, they're not too expensive, and it's a good way to separate your pack out, show some of your character, and it's just fun. All right, with that, that is everything in the EDC haul number 4. Stay tuned in 3 or 4 months where we'll go to number 5. These are pretty fun. Let me know of some things that you might want me to take a look at in the future. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. This is Lamar with MF and Research, and I'm out.